This reading is for fire signs for Aries, Leo, and Sag for the month of June. This is just an overall reading for all fire signs together, and whatever the strongest energy comes out, it's going to be the general overall energy for fire signs for the month of June. This is just a small sneak peek for fire signs for the month of June, whatever is going to be coming for you guys. It's not the whole reading. I'm going to be doing individual signs after this, but this is just like a bonus reading for you guys. All right. So fire signs, during the month of June, I'm seeing that you guys are finally turning away from a long period of hurt and pain. Okay, you guys have been going through this horrible pain, and even moving away from that pain is very horrible for you guys, because that's all you knew for all this time. You've been fixated on some kind of pain in the past. It could be a person you were dealing with, and there might have been 3 people involved. Someone got done really dirty. For some of you guys were the victims, because it's Saturn retrograde right now, which means that it's karmic things that's playing out. I'm seeing that if you're hurting during the month of June, that means there's karma playing out for you guys. So maybe you guys have hurt someone in the past, and now karma is coming back to you guys, and you guys are kind of realizing it, and you're really trying to move past that hurt, the period of hurt that you're having to go through. You're really trying to move ahead and move past it during the month of June, especially during the beginning of June. Something is going to come in to make you feel like, okay, you know what, I've invested a lot of time in looking at the past things and trying to work the things in the past. Maybe someone was hurt and now you wanted to return back to that person, but you might be finding out that that might be kind of futile. It might have been a situation that failed really miserably in the past. You were trying to work it out, but every way that you could is completely blocked. All right, so that's what I'm saying. So in the month of June, you are being forced by the universe to look into a completely different direction if you are one of those fire signs. Or I'm just tuning into those fire signs who's going to be having, I'm not saying that all fire signs will be generally having this energy, but I feel like I'm tuning into those fire signs who will be having this energy where karma is playing out for you guys, so that you guys will be forced. I think in one of the readings that I did previously, for the month of June, sorry, for the month of May itself, I think for Sagittarians, the universe was forcing you guys to be looking into a different direction, creating transformations in your life. And I saw that there were new beginnings in your life. Those were given as baits for you guys to feel a different feeling, and that to be a temptation for you guys to turn away from when you're all of a sudden given good things in your life, and you're so fixated and obsessed over the toxic in your life. You will finally be forced to feel a different feeling, and that different feeling, when you simmer more and more every single day in that feeling, you start questioning, even though it's some situation that you're obsessing over the pain and trying to fix that pain and trying to create a difference in the pain that you're feeling, and trying to work different scenarios out and trying to work different ways out to fix it with the past person or past thing, whatever failed. The universe is really trying to push you into different directions. So for the month of May, I saw that it put something into your life and showed you, like, see, these are new toys for you guys. Play with this new reality that you could create for yourself. Look at the good feelings that you're feeling, but you guys use it as a way to feel good for that moment, so that you guys wouldn't feel the pain that you were going through, trying to reconcile with the past person, or trying to bring a past situation that was just dying and not meant for you. You were trying to bend it and make it come your way. Okay, and the universe gave you something new, and you were just using the new thing as a way to put a cover on what is making you go through the pain. But the good thing is that you guys discovered in the process something good that is meant for you at a soul level. It could be a passion, it could be a person, it could be both. It could be something that you love to do, something that you love to be zoning out with, something that is very soulful and something that's very purposeful for you. You had discovered, especially Sagittarians. I saw Leos are doing amazing, at least in my reading. For me, you guys are doing amazing, but Sagittarians, you guys were kind of suffering a little bit, and I'm seeing that for those fire signs who were suffering and not letting go of the past, is now in the month of June again to the next level. You guys were introduced to the new things in the month of May, and in the month of June you guys are going to be pushed to a higher level to be letting go of the past. And I'm seeing that it is coming out of the universe is not going to do anything extra this month, okay, to push you guys away, but just that you're not going to get any results anymore, to the point where you will feel like it's literally so much of time that you've spent in trying to get a situation to come by your way, that now even you will start having thoughts of maybe it's actually not going to work. And that's what the universe is going to be doing to you. You are going to be feeling like you're messing with your own head. At one point, you never even considered like letting go of the situation. And during the month of June, I'm seeing that you're finally going to be at that place where you're going to be questioning, is it worth the effort that I'm going to be putting into the situation anymore? You are manifesting actively, and you're seeing that you've reached your limit, you've been burdened, you cannot go any further than where you've reached. You're feeling that, and you're seeing that, and this new thing that promises you so much of abundance. It could be a person, it could be something that fulfills you so beautifully emotionally. You are able to finally turn your head around and look at that. And then when you look back at the past, that you were investing probably 15 or 20 hours of your day, probably even during sleep, you were sitting and dreaming about it and thinking about it and obsessing about it. That's the first thing in your head in the morning, that's the first thing in your head after a nap, that's the first thing in your head while you're working, once you're done with your work, everything. And now you having to even think that the life exists, like you've literally forgotten that life exists outside of that. That's how much you were pursuing. And in the month of June, you're going to realize it, and you're going to use that new thing that was introduced to you guys in the month of May to be looking at it, because it would have expanded. That's what I'm seeing. It's expanded a lot more. I'm seeing that your intuition is expanded a lot more. Okay, and you are really liking it. That's bringing you a lot of emotional happiness. For some of you guys are dwelling into creative projects now. In the month of June, you guys are coming to that place where you want to move forward somehow, but you just don't know how. So you are, during those times when you don't know how, you're just focusing on the good thing that you were introduced to. It could be a person that you're really talking to and you're really feeling good. While you're talking to that person, you're really in touch with yourself, your higher self. Your intuition is on point. A lot of things make sense. A lot of things about expansion and true emotional happiness make sense. And you are able to all of a sudden start seeing that it's on its own building to a higher level with you and the other person, a new person, or you and a new project. It's just slowly building without your realization. It's slowly building. You trying to use it as a distraction in your life to bring in a little bit more happiness while you are focused on the sadness and the burdens that you have to take to keep manifesting the old situation to turn out in a good way for you, which is not going to happen. You're just going to be in June realizing it's not going to happen. You're just wasting your time. In the meantime, because this brings you emotional happiness and expansion, in by the end of June, you're going to be realizing, why don't I just, will have that thought, you will have that realization. Maybe you will not make that move yet, but in the month of June, that is when you're going to finally realize about that thought, that maybe it's not worth it. I'm not saying that a lot of you are going to be leaving it completely, because I'm seeing that this is a situation that did not move forward, and you really invested a lot of time and effort into trying to get it to move forward. You looked at every way possible. You were literally like a mad scientist trying to get the situation to move forward for you. And a person who's invested that much of time into anything really become your life, your breath, your soul, your everything. It's in your soul now. Now you have to literally tear it out of your soul and be naked and let new things come and take its place, which is going to be really hard. And it's not, I'm not saying that's going to happen in June, but in the month of June, you're going to finally get the thought that, okay, this might actually be burdening me and I'm actually reaching my limit, but you're still holding on to it. That's what I'm seeing. You are moving away from pain in the past. You're using something new as a distraction. This particular thing brings you a lot of emotional happiness, a lot of emotional happiness. While you feel like something from the past has failed, it might have been a situation where you were involved with a person that, you know, you or the other person was acting very haughty about their emotions or your emotions, one of them, because it's you who's hurt now during the Saturn retrograde. I'm guessing it was the other person who had to walk away because of you acting very haughty and very mean to them with your words and with the way that you were dealing with them, very emotionless. That's a Five of Swords person, a person who feels victorious in a very cheap way when another person gets hurt through their words or intellectual ways of manipulating situations or people or whatever it is. Okay, so that other person walked away, and now you're getting the karma for it, either through a new person or through your own experience of wanting to resurrect the old situation with the other person. Maybe now you realize the value of the other person, you want to go back, you want to probably say a sorry, you're sorry for how the situation went down, but you're not getting it. because I'm seeing the Page of Cups here. That's what you want. You just want to go and say sorry to the person for the things that you're not able to move forward without getting that chance and opportunity. But you know what? You're lying to yourselves. This is what you're telling yourself, because if you're so obsessed, you would have let go. The thing is, you want closure with the situation, but if you're this obsessed, it's not just closure that you want. You want to use closure as a chance to resurrect the situation, and the universe is not going to allow you, at least from whatever I'm seeing for June for you guys during this month. It's not going to allow you, because this situation it's done its course. It's taught you all the lessons that you need to, and now your lesson is how to be moving forward after you've learned the lessons, how to leave the past. And it's totally okay to leave the past, all right? And it's given you the new things, and new things have grown to the next level. I'm not saying a huge level, I'm just saying that from a seed level to if it's a person you've been interacting with, it has grown from a 1 month level of knowing a person very close to 2 months of knowing the person very close. So you're finally starting to fill your time with a lot more things that is soulful to you, and that is making you question about the efforts that you are still putting in with your past. But you're still going to be putting the efforts, at least during the month of June. You're still going to be putting, but with a lot of it's I just don't want to, I'd rather just not, you're feeling tired, and you've been trying to move forward from this failure that happened in the past. And but I'm seeing that during the month of June, you're really recognizing what your true soulful way of feeling happy is. What makes you feel, what exactly is it that I should be feeling when I'm totally happy? You've not probably realized that yet. You thought that you knew what happiness actually meant, but real emotional fulfillment, the universe is going to be giving you a taste of that this month. That's going to make you turn your direction away from past failures that was not moving forward and was keeping you stagnant and stuck. And you will still have periods and episodes where you're feeling stuck about the efforts that you're putting into manifesting the situation to come by. I'm also seeing maybe through the things that you are focusing on now, you are able to realize the right and wrong way to be manifesting things. Okay, because I'm seeing that the Magician with the Queen of Swords with the King of Swords. Okay, so that's ultimate clarity from both ends, not just one end. You are getting the ultimate clarity from both ends of how something should be done. Even if in reality you were trying to make something happen. You're getting to know both the sides, not just the side that you were on, but the side of the other person also, and how it would be affecting the other person, everybody involved in you trying to make something happen with all your efforts. And when some people try to make things happen with all their efforts, if it's like a company and they want to make everything happen, there might be people that's losing in the process. That might not be very beneficial for the people, for everybody involved, but they would be doing it for the sake of getting the goal done, and they might be justifying it as, this just has to be done, I'm so sorry I have to be doing it. But now you are not going to be like that. If you were using esoteric means to be manifesting something, that is another way. You are going to get a taste of what exactly you should have done in the first place, instead of just thinking about it in one way and manifesting it through just one side of understanding. You are going to get what the other person would have experienced, and now you will get to experience that. So you're getting both sides of how you're getting intelligence on how you should be manifesting things without jeopardizing something for somebody else. Like, you need to be ethical. So basically you are building on your ethics in terms of manifestation, because you're getting insight on how both the ends work when you try to make something happen. All right, so I'm seeing that if it is a communication that you're trying to manifest with the person, it might be restricted, because I see the King of Swords with the Devil card, okay, and the Queen of Swords. So whoever you're trying to working so hard to manifest a communication with and like a cordiality with, that person is very closed off from you. They're very cold right now. They might have been so badly hurt, and now they finally have risen to that place where they're above that hurt. But now anybody who gives them any kind of hurt, they're very cold to those people, and they might have just completely closed up communication. And anything that could come and give them an offering of a sorry or anything would be blocked, because I'm seeing the restriction, which is the Devil card right here. And this restriction, you are going to be hitting at that wall of block again and again to only realize that it's actually just tiring you out even more, because there's not many ways that exist. The more you try to manifest the situation, the worse it gets and the more restricted it gets, and the more you get to be in the situation where you've lost all your resources trying to manifest this. All the attention, all the time, all the emotions that you spent in trying to manifest this is going to be putting you into this situation. Each time you're only going to get to know more about the blockages that exist, and each time you feel like you can make something happen, this is like a person who suddenly has this urge of like, I really think I can make it happen this time, but then you go immediately with that urge to trying to make it happen, and you hit a block, which is like the devil card, the restriction that is caused by a block in communication by the person who is now has they just in that cold mode. They don't want anybody's BS. They don't want anyone's BS. And the Five of Cups with the Five Pentacles is you feeling now that you've exhausted all your resources and you have nothing more to give. I'm not saying that you're going to be giving up in June, but in the month of June you're going to be questioning whether it's actually even, like right now, the only reason why you're even investing your time and effort into, in the month of June at least, you're going to be feeling it's because you still have no direction. This was the only direction you knew so far, and now to move away from it, you're just going to have to look into space and expect for some space to present something to you, because you don't even know what else could exist for you. This is all you've spent so much of time on, this is all that you saw. But in the month of June, you guys are going to be blessed with whatever creative projects you guys are pursuing, or whatever person, whoever you are talking to. It could be a very intuitive person, and it could be a very nurturing person. It could be a person who promises a lot of abundance. This person might be very good looking, very rich, extremely rich, okay, but self-made. This person knows self-made, or a person with a lot of capability. Maybe they're born into a lot of richness, but they have that aura about them that they can turn anything into massive level of abundance, and at the same time give a lot of promise for the future in terms of emotional happiness in every situation you could particularly dream of, be it sitting by just with the person, or making big plans of travel with the person, or anything you could think of. If it is a person, if it is a project that you're working on, if it's a new talent of yours, a skill of yours that you're working on, you're going to find yourself expanding at a higher level that you've ever experienced. Maybe you were in this mode because you felt like you needed this person, the past person, to feel good about yourself, but now you're discovering something that you've never discovered in your life ever before, for yourself to be feeling as positive about your efforts. Okay, you're going to be seeing a different level of positivity and how it fits in terms of it's you're literally going to discover a new way of being within yourself. All right, and this happiness that you get, you literally zone out and be in a different zone, but once you come back, it's going to give you that high that you've never experienced before, doing something and being absorbed in something. But once you come out of that, that's when you get in touch back with all the hurt, that pain that you've been suppressing and going through. All right, and you're going to get zoned out, dwelling on the fact that things didn't move in the past, and with your efforts you're going to be sitting and dwelling a lot. You're going to go through that process where you're going to sit and dwell, and you're going to understand that it's not moving forward. You're going to be moaning about it, you're going to be whining about it, you're going to be sitting and dwelling on it for quite some time, and then you get tired of that, and then you will come back to this project or this person, whoever you're talking to, whatever it is, whoever you see a long-term future with. All right, and yeah, and then back to this, when you finally feel like you have got enough happiness to come back and pursue this lost cause of the situation, you'll come back to this. So but it's at least going to be both in June, compared to more than even May. In May, you might have just started this particular thing and you might have just gotten in touch with it, but June, you're going to another level with it. And I hope in July, you're going to be going even higher with it. I'm pretty sure you will, because that is what Saturn retrograde does. It slows you down so much to the point where you cannot face anything else but yourself. And you're going to have to face your karma. And once you face your karma, like how this magician understood that manifesting something, okay, takes a lot of not just their side but the other person's side. So whatever you're manifesting creates losses for, if it creates losses for somebody else, you have to first go through that karma, and Saturn will make you go through that karma to get your manifestation. But then it's just going to go in a cycle, because whatever you manifest in any way without the level of understanding of how it causes any kind of loss to another person, to another being, anything. It might not be losses that you are even aware of. Only when it hits you during a Saturn retrograde, you will realize, oh my god, maybe it's you'll start correlating it with the High Priestess, which is your intuition, which tells you that, see, this came as a loss for you because maybe this is a loss for the other person. All right, and that's when you realize, okay, maybe there was a correlation between what I tried to get from that person or get from the situation and thought I would have gains out of it, but created a loss for the other person to make me have a gain with this person. And I'm also seeing that in the month of June, your manifestation is going to be even it's going to be higher in terms of your ethical manifestation with your intuition. When the high priestess is before the magician, I see it as a person who is finally getting a higher dimensional understanding over their physical manifestations, or the physical wants and needs that they try to bring in into their reality. You are this month, maybe you were not in the past. If you were not, if you were, that's amazing. But if you were not, Saturn retrograde is going to teach you how high dimensional way of playing with high dimensional ethics comes into play when you're trying to manifest something, with a person, with a thing, with anything. All right, with a thing it's a little bit more easier. With people, please be careful. It's horrible. If you're being in the situation during a Saturn retrograde, that means that, and you have the magician card, that means that you were doing things in the past where you needed this clarity from Saturn to tell you, stop doing this. You're only going to be creating more damage. Do you want me to create more damage in your life for you to see that this is not going to work? That's what Saturn is going to be doing for you guys. Fire signs, I feel like I've gone so ahead with your reading. I did just 10-minute reading for all the other signs, but for you guys I did a lot because I felt like the messages were a lot more heavier for you guys, and it's a lot more important for you guys, and you guys are actually going to be having the most life-changing changes month of June. And I also took from the Angel Answers deck, I took 3 cards as advice for you guys. So the advice for you guys is choose a new direction, which definitely makes sense with the message that we got, which is you're going to be looking into a different way, a different direction, a different, like, whatever brings you this level of happiness, that's the direction that you will be forced to be looking more at, because that's the only place that you're going to get happiness from. And the sadness from the other area of your life is going to start overwhelming higher and higher for you, just so that you will start focusing on this more. And then you're going to realize, like, this is actually my true happiness. Why didn't I even look in this direction before? So if you do it sooner, which is your advice, choose a new direction, look in the other direction, look in the direction of your happiness instead of your sadness from the past. Even though you don't know how to move ahead, just keep looking in that direction where, or just keep doing the thing that makes you happy and zone off, and use that as a way to zone off, or just keep mingling with the people or person that you are feeling that happiness with, and just keep moving on and try to fill your life with that, so that that energy takes over. All right. And your second and third message is be assertive, and if you believe. So be assertive, I think it comes for the fact that you need to be strict with yourself. You need to believe yourself that you can do this. Right now in the month of June, you're just getting there. You're just starting to come to the place where you think that you can. You don't know whether you can actually move forward. You yourself, you don't know whether you can actually move forward from the pain from the past. All right, it's just way too painful for you. But in the month of June, you're going to get that question, maybe I can, maybe I cannot, maybe if this happiness keeps staying and expanding more and more, maybe I can. But you're still not going to be clear. So the advice for you is be strict with yourself. Keep spending more and more time in the happiness that you get from this, even though when you come back to the pain, it is going to be even more painful. It's just immediately go back into the happy zone, or just do something, exhaust yourself and your time and your day with the things that keeps you happy and keeps you in the Empress mode, which is like the happy, sunny, creative expansion of energies, and expansion of yourself basically in every way, expression of yourself in expanded ways that you're going to feel. Anybody gets a high off that, so just keep staying in that high. All right. And if you believe, yes, you don't see it right now, but for sure by the end of the month you're going to see that you're going to be able to move past this. So this whole June is going to prove it to you that you once upon a time you thought that you will not be able to move past this pain, and you will always be fixated on this past situation, and this past situation is where your future lies. In the month of June, you're going to realize, no, actually you don't care about your past anymore. You are ready to move forward, and you are equipped with everything that you need to be moving forward. All right, by the end of June you guys are going to get that clarity. Fire signs, that was your reading for the month of June. I hope you liked your reading. Thank you for watching.